My role at Financial Resources Group is that of Chief Compliance Officer. I'm Chief Compliance Officer of their broker-dealer. We also have a RIA for financial planning purposes, and I also oversee all the compliance and supervision for our 800-person plus OSJ at LPL. There are differences between what I do for Financial Resources Group as an entity versus what I do for the advisors and financial institution clients we have out in the field. For the Financial Resources Group as an entity, I'm the Chief Compliance Officer. So all the exciting things that come along with that, including dealing directly with the regulatory authorities, making sure all the firm's books and records are up to date, handling any requests from the regulators, branch inspections, keeping on top of the most recent topics and trends and rules and regulations from those regulators, and making sure they're implemented across the broker-dealer and RIA that we have. And as far as for the advisors and the financial institutions out in the field, that's much more of a consultative and educational approach, giving them the parameters they need to operate their businesses independently and compliantly, so they can produce as much revenue, give as much advice to their clients as they can in the most compliant way possible. And for the financial institutions in particular, I spend a lot of time with them providing reporting, discussing the activities that their reps within their programs are actively involved in, and making sure they too are staying on top of their regulatory requirements that they have with their own internal regulators. The evolution of technology over the years has definitely changed compliance, both in a good way and also making it more challenging at the same time. We have a lot greater tools at our disposal now to be able to monitor and surveil the activities out there, not even only at LPL, but all the other brokerage firms out there as well. We get the ability now to aggregate all of that data, all of that activity, and it gives us a tremendous amount of insight. It's a very powerful thing into the reps' business models and how clients are faring in difficult markets, and really helps us enforce compliance tremendously in a great way. Our partnership with LPL is absolutely integral to our future growth. I've been in this business a long time, I think going on 25 years now, mostly almost exclusively on the independent side. And by far, LPL has the greatest product and platform offering of any independent brokerage firm in the country. It's that platform that allows us to overlay our products, our services, our high-touch concierge-type customer service levels on top of LPL's products and platforms that is really the recipe for our success. As the Chief Compliance Officer, things don't usually bubble up to me unless they're really difficult items to solve. And believe it or not, they bring something new to me every day that I may not have seen before. So I think the first and foremost thing is that my job is challenging and it makes me learn something new almost every day. 25 years in this business, you would think that's a hard thing to find something new to learn every day. But believe it or not, that's one of the things I love most, is there is something new that comes to my attention every day, and a new challenge and a new learning opportunity. So that's number one. And the second thing that I love is the people aspect, right? I think being in this position, listening to the stories, having to interview people, having to conduct investigations, has given me a tremendous insight into human nature and human behavior. And I feel like it's made me an expert on people and how they react and how to read people. And I can take those lessons that I've learned, people's motivations, etc., and apply that really to anything else in my personal life. And it's made me quite the expert on humans and human behavior. Super interesting. Measuring success with compliance for advisors and institutions can sometimes be a little bit of a difficult task. It's hard to put into concrete form what that success looks like. But basically, we look for a decrease in certain activities, and those could be customer complaints or adverse interactions with clients, a decrease in that. And those are things that we measure on a regular basis. Same goes for interactions with regulatory agencies. Usually the more compliant you are, the less they will come back and ask questions. Internal audit kind of works the same for LPL, so we try to guide our institutions through those internal audits. So the more success they have, the more findings there are in those audits, the less back and forth with LPL's internal, outside regulators, angry clients. Those are all measurable things that we look at, that we can tell if our advice, the things we have in place, are starting to work for those individuals or those institutions. And also just a quick success story. So we have a banking client. It's a bank in the New York and New Jersey region who recently just got upgraded from the OCC as far as their risk level goes for the investment program that they have on their premises. And really, I take a lot of pride and feel like that's our compliance department doing their work, providing really good reporting, providing really good advice to that program on how to implement the things that we're trying to do there. And a direct measurement of that success is the OCC coming in after their most recent audit and telling them of the great improvements that have been made. So those are the measurements that I look at. And those are the feel-good stories that sometimes it's hard to measure how you're having success with compliance, but those stories certainly bring it home and make me feel like we're doing a good job.